Introducing the all-new Corolla.
Senator Mike Nicholas says that he has pored over the various laws and amended laws related to the TIYAN Cortec property, and he sees no section that authorizes GovGuam to purchase the property.
The laws that the legislature passed only authorize the governor to lease the TIYAN property, and it was very specific with respect to that property. There was nothing in the law that authorized him to go into a purchase agreement.
The senator says that since the governor has purchased the property without authorization by law to do so, there may be a violation of a federal law.
Title 18, subsection 35, that specifically holds government officials accountable for engaging in any transactions that are above and beyond what they're authorized to do in law. And the penalties include a $5,000 fine and potentially 1 year in jail. So this is a very serious matter. The governor should not be going out there and signing away $160 million of the people's money without the authorization in law to do so.
Governor spokesman Troy Torres, however, says that this is false. He says that the law does authorize the governor to enter into this purchase agreement.
Under Section 3, it says, in lieu of any cash payment from GovGuam to the lessor for lease expenses, the government is authorized to issue tax credits. And then there are...
Right, but that's tax credits for a lease.
That's tax credits for a lease. Yes, very good. So the next document we look at is by GSA, when they issued the invitation for bid. Lease with option to purchase at the end of the lease term.
Torres says this IFB, or invitation for bid, then led to the lease agreement or contract with GovGuam and Cortec. That initial contract was signed by acting Governor Mike Cruz during the Camacho administration in 2009. Then, after this lease agreement or contract was signed in 2009 between GovGuam and Cortec, another law, Public Law 3176, was passed relating to Cortec's TIYAN property.
I redefined the term lease as the contract between Cortec. Cortec is specifically mentioned in the law, and the government of Guam for the lease and maintenance of interim school facilities and the purchase of collateral equipment. Whatever you call what this contract was, the definition of the word lease is the contract that the legislature recognizes between Cortec and GovGuam, and that contract includes the option to purchase.
Torres says this means that the legislation that authorizes GovGuam to enter into a lease for school facilities now defines that lease as the contract between GovGuam and Cortec, which means this law now authorizes that contract and thus authorizes the right to purchase the TIYAN property as per the terms of that contract. Senator Nicholas says now that GovGuam is buying the property, he wants to be sure that GovGuam collects on the taxes due for the sale of the property.
Are we going to be taxing that purchase? Because technically it's a capital gains event wherein the owner of the property purchased it for a lower amount and they're now going to be getting remuneration for a higher amount. Are we going to be taxing that higher amount? We should tax it at the GRT rate. It should be subject to income taxes because technically speaking, any remuneration on any transaction is a taxable event.
We did find out that Cortec actually does pay even on the existing tax credits that are leased with corporate income, GRT, and property taxes. They pay all the taxes on it.
So the same thing would happen in this purchase?
There's nothing different that would happen